Hi, I'm editor Denise Gustavson, and welcome to another video in our ISA Sign Expo 2011 video interview series. With me I have Tim Greene. He's the director of wide format at InfoTrends. And InfoTrends is the leading worldwide market research and strategic consulting firm for the digital imaging and document solution industry. So he's going to be able to share some of his insight with us today. Welcome, and thanks again for meeting me.
Thanks, Denise.
So I guess the first question is, industry overall, how's business doing? How have we seen some improvement in the climate recently?
Mm-hmm. So we do a lot of research to sort of take the temperature of the market, and at least a lot of the indicators we've gotten recently, things like shipments of printers, for example, but also more specifically with print service providers, how's business look, up, down, is it back to say the 2007, 2008 business volume levels? And all those indicators right now are positive, but I think there's like a polarity in the industry. Companies are really good and really smart and have invested wisely. They're growing, and I think in some cases growing very well. Okay. And others that have sort of, I'd almost say like they held the cards too close to the chest, sort of hunkered down, and have been slow to come out of that, are finding the reemergence of business a little bit slower.
Makes it a little difficult then for them.
It does.
So what do you think would be the greatest challenge that the industry is facing right now?
So I got to cover this one a lot. The single biggest challenge in the wide format signage and graphics market is the convergence of the different vertical segments. You've probably heard that from everyone, but that's the way it is. Like, a company that like a little sign shop that can do, a wide variety of kinds of banners and signs and graphics, those kind of business, they're going to struggle to compete with a large commercial printer that spends $1 million, $2 million on very fast, very productive equipment, and has the people to get those jobs done. Yeah. And so as those segments come together, you find conflict among pricing and applications, and even like the sources of competition are all over the place. And I think that's the biggest challenge in the market. I don't know how it gets resolved, honestly. I guess we got to see. Yeah,
and with the convergence, someone that wasn't a competitor 6 months ago is.
Absolutely. In fact, this show is a great example, right? Yeah. Because of IRGA is running in parallel, and so what does that mean? Well, a lot of those repro guys are getting into the wide format color graphics business and have been for a number of years. That's not new. That's not a new development. This is an ongoing trend. But perhaps it's exacerbated by the economic downturn, which sort of reset pricing levels anyway, and now everyone's competing at this reset pricing level, and it creates quite a challenging set of circumstances.
Now, moving a little bit on to technology, what do you see as technologies, general, specific, doesn't matter, that will really help to drive some of the change and some of the growth in the industry going forward?
So it's kind of a straightforward or very simple answer, but I have been very bullish on developments of UV and latex and latex-like kind of ink technologies.
Durable aqueous segment.
I think those things are getting it done. In not the environmental thing, I think is frankly in a lot of ways it's like tertiary to quality and productivity, and productivity being the key one, because we see it. In fact, some of the research that we've done together indicates that turnaround time is becoming increasingly important. We all know about versioning and shorter run lengths, but also the time from order to print delivery is getting compressed.
And partially that's some of the economic trends, because people are not making those decisions to pull the trigger on projects
until the last minute. Yeah. And that stresses the whole supply chain, which means you got to have the fastest ability to turn these things around. Your prints have to be, and then in very practical terms, your prints have to be dry right away so you can work with them, pack them, ship them. And UV is conducive to that, and latex, I believe, are conducive to that. And some of the other, say, older technologies maybe aren't. And so, and it's clear the way this show is clear. Like there's a ton of new UV products in this show.
Now you mentioned sustainability already.
Yes.
What do you think are some of the biggest challenges for those that want to be sustainable? They want sustainable processes. Where are the challenges in that market?
So I'm not a tree hugger, right? Yes. But I do think there's an opportunity to sort of enhance the sustainable aspects of wide format printing, especially because some of it is, very hard or impossible to recycle, or very expensive to recycle, I should say. So the question was, what are the challenges? And I think the biggest challenge is like the set of standards, and even an understanding of like, well, you know, if I just swap out this substrate for that, can I then call that a green product? I don't know the answer. I don't know what the answer should be. Maybe there should be like a green or greenest, or green, something like that.
Yeah.
Sort of a ladder or something like that. But you know, I think that lack of standards and lack of, say, comprehensive supply chain knowledge is key to understanding sustainability as a whole. There's greener products, and then there's sustainable operation, and those two things are
very different.
One's on the way to the other, the way I see it.
And when you're looking at products as well, you know, does the PSP really ask the right questions to make sure that they're getting the greenest product?
And even if they ask, is there any certainty that they're getting the right answer?
Yeah, very good question. So where do you see opportunity for this market? Next 12 to 18 months, biggest opportunity?
So I think there's a couple or three areas, right? So the first one is there's a tremendous opportunity for operational efficiency, you know, augmenting existing technology with new technology to make the best use of each set of equipment. I think that's a key one. And then within the application set, you've got things like I've always been very bullish about like wall decor, interior graphics, the conversion of interior POP graphics from analog to digital. I think all of those things are on the table. I think it's a pretty exciting time to be in the wide format signage graphics business.
So great. Tim, thank you very much. I
You're
appreciate
welcome.
your time.
You're welcome.
Thanks again.
You. All right.